p.m. to midnight. And finally, question 4. Do you consider yourself to be a morning or an evening type of person? Note A for morning, B for more morning than evening, C if you can't tell, D for more evening than morning, E if you're definitely an evening person.
If you're working this out on paper, you now need to assign points for every letter. For every A, give yourself 5 points. 4 for a B, 3 for a C, 2 for every D, and 1 for an E. Add up your score and then check the chart to see if you're an owl or a lark. According to the Horn-Osberg test, a score of 4 to 8 means you're a definite night owl. About 10% of us fall into this category, and they're the life and soul of any late-night party. Scoring 9 or 10 out of 20 would suggest you're a moderate owl, still favouring the evening hours. Owls are often better at coping with changes to their sleep patterns. 11 to 13 means you're an intermediate. At the other end of the scale, anyone scoring 14 or above would tend to prefer the mornings. Larks are alert much quicker in the day than owls, but they can struggle if their normal bedtime routine is disturbed. And if you scored 16 or more, you're an extreme lark, one who can't stand to lie in, whatever the occasion. Still to come on how to sleep better.
There's a digital radio.
Find out why your bedroom could be keeping you awake at night.
There's all sorts of cameras and bits and bobs.
How all work and no play is making Leanne's bedtime a misery. And why this man thinks Caroline needs to improve her sleep hygiene.
I mean, this is your cell, and the idea is really to transform it, if you possibly can, into somewhere which is a bit more of a sanctuary for you.
But first, are you guilty of this? If so, you're one of an estimated 15 million people in the UK who snore. Not only are you likely to suffer from poor sleep yourself, but the chances are it's making your bed partner miserable as well.
I sleep on my own in one bedroom. Gwen and the girls sleep in their own separate bedrooms, the opposite side of the house.
You don't expect your wife to come out with those sort of noises. If it was me, I wouldn't be surprised.
The place shakes.
And it does not.
And the only time I snore, he tells me, is when I've had a drink, don't you?
Yeah. Though we know the house doesn't shake, but sometimes the curtains move, don't they?
Yeah.
The fact that I'm, I would say, an exceedingly loud snorer was a detrimental factor in our relationship and contributed to the fact that we are now divorced.
Few of us can deny that sharing a bedroom, a flat, or even a house with a snorer can be a living nightmare. None of us like to admit it, but we've all probably been caught grunting at some point in our lives, and it's an embarrassment we don't like to confess. And yet the statistics we do have are staggering. 37% of us acknowledge snoring at least a couple of nights a week, and that's only those who admit it. It certainly gets more prevalent with age, but believe it or not, one of the biggest giveaways is our size and body shape. We've asked our volunteers to undergo a body scan that builds up a 3D model of each volunteer and records their weight and height. This gives an idea of whether someone's overweight, but what we're really after is specific data about their neck and collar size in relation to the rest of their body. People with short, wide necks are most prone to snoring because the muscles around their air pipe can't prevent the fat around it compressing it when they're asleep. That's where older men tend to put on the extra pounds.
So you can take a look at your scan. It takes a while.
As a rule of thumb, any man with a collar size of 16.5 inches or more is likely to snore.
Now it's started.
Yeah.
And it's going to measure approximately 100 different measurements.
Okay.
And it's approximately 21 inches.
21 inches.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot bigger than I thought. I'd be shopping for 18-inch size.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
I can actually remember waking up in mid-snore, sort of, and it's like, what's going on? And Gwen's like, oh, you're snoring again. And it got to the stage where we're waking up in the morning and we're losing temper with each other because you've not had a proper night's sleep. You're arguing all the time. You're not at your best.
Men also tend to snore more than women because men have thinner air pipes. But as we get older and the muscle tone deteriorates, both men and women become big contenders on the snoring front.
Just take a seat.
Janet Welby volunteered to take part in our experiment to find out why she's always tired and doesn't seem to get any quality sleep at night. But her family have complaints of their own, and it seems it's all related to her snoring.
Approximately 20.5 inches.
The neck?
Yeah, the neck.
That's bigger than mine.
That's not very nice. Oh, they're being evil.
The Welby family live in a quiet cul-de-sac near Middlesbrough, but something is disturbing the peace.
The some nights it's absolutely terrible. The noise is incredible. It's a trauma going to bed now. Yes. No, that's sort of Janet's level. That's Janet's level of noise, something like that. And I mean, imagine sleeping with that.
For 9 years, the whole family have suffered.
We say that my mum's snoring makes the roof rattle. We wouldn't be surprised if the neighbours could hear it because it really is ridiculously loud.
It's the sort of thing a woman wouldn't admit. It's like women don't sweat, women don't snore. It's not sort of something like a sexually transmitted disease that you can't talk about. I snore.
It's incredible, the noise sometimes. And it doesn't go on all night, and that's one of the horrible things because she'll have maybe half an hour where there's nothing going on. But I'm laid there thinking, when's she going to start again? And I can't go to sleep because I know she's going to start.
He's marvellous. He's very, very understanding. When you're kids, you get married, and all you want to do is sleep together. And we haven't been able to for a lot of years now.
John, I think you've done enough.
The noise disturbs Dave's sleep to such an extent that Janet has taken to sleeping on the sofa.
That's what you do.
Sharing a room has become such a problem that even their holidays are being ruined.
When we were in Sicily last year, we sort of did it in shifts, and Janet would go to sleep and snore, and I would lay awake, and then I would wake her up, and she would sit up and allow me to have a few hours sleep.